Sexy Grandma 2K, coming at you with the review of the new NARS Ignited palette. However, I did have some struggles, but before I get into that, let me just say, if you're not subscribed to my channel yet, like, what you been doing, girl? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and get yourself subscribed to the Weezy Wig Review family. All right, so NARS Ignited palette. Find out why I had to abort my plans for this palette and I wound up creating this look. All right, stay tuned. Okay, guys, so let's get into this review. So here's what the palette looks like on the inside. And I tell you, I was so excited to get this palette. I was waiting for it to come out at Sephora, and I ordered it online, and I was so excited when it came in the mail. But then I was disappointed from the beginning because it looked much bigger on the website than it actually is in person. As you saw, it's not very big. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my eyebrows up real quick, and then we'll get into that palette. So now I'm taking my NARS concealer in the color 1 Chantilly and just cleaning that brow up underneath, as well as putting it all over my lid, because as you can see, my lids are a lot darker than the rest of my face. So I need to lighten them up so that I can get the maximum color payoff from my shadows. And that's the concealer, but this one I use a darker color on the top brow than I do underneath the brow. So we're going to go ahead and start applying the shadows. Let's see what we come up with. So right off the bat, I'm noticing that the color that I picked is not very pigmented. So I'll just add a couple layers to try to build it up a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with a little darker color in my crease. And again, as you can see, it's not very pigmented. As a matter of fact, it's not even very, it's like not going on my lids very easily. I'm really having to try to push down and blend. It's not blending well. But I'm just going to go back and forth several times and try to build the color up. I'm taking the next color here to try and just add a little bit of color payoff there and kind of, I guess, smooth out the crease a little bit better, and hopefully you'll be able to see the color more with that burnt orange shade. And I'm sorry guys that I didn't, look to say the name of the eyeshadows. All the names of the shadows are on the back of the palette. I feel like so far these shadows are just very chalky and what do I want to say? Kind of like not adhering to my skin that great. But it is just not working out. So I decided to take my Morphe 35F palette and add a similar color on top of the NARS colors in order to help it blend a little bit easier. because it just wasn't like sliding across my lid and blending out well. So I did go back on the Sephora website and I read reviews on this palette, and a lot of the things that I'm struggling with were the same things other ladies were saying. So again, this is my NARS concealer, the number 1 light chantilly, and I'm just going to use that to kind of do a little bit of a modified cut crease so that I can start to apply some of the shimmer shades from the palette. And before y'all even get on me, no, I'm not the best at cut creases, as you can see. I actually just kind of use it to lighten my lids up more so that the color will show up better and the shadows adhere more. So I'm just gonna let you watch this for a second. This is the first shimmer color that I used before I say any old thing. Ugh. Okay, so as you can see, it's applying very patchy. So I'm gonna try a couple different things trying to get the color payoff and trying to get it to just stick to my lid. I tried a couple of different brushes, and I also tried applying it with my fingers. And see, as you can see, you can still see the concealer through there. It's not really sticking, and the color payoff is just not there. The pigment is just not there. So I decided to wet my brush with my MAC Fix Me spray, and again, nada, nothing. So I'm gonna try my finger again. Oh, and I also tried glitter glue, and let me tell you, my struggle was real. Okay, so you can see how that first shimmer color that I put on in my inner corner is completely gone. You can't even tell that I even put anything there. So I decided to grab my Fenty Beauty Galaxy palette and kind of touch it up with some shimmer from that palette. Again, trying to use another palette to lay on top of the colors from the NARS palette to hopefully help the shadows adhere and for the color payout to be there. But it's just a shame that I had to try to use other palettes to help the NARS palette. I mean, that don't make sense. I just expect a lot more from NARS than that. The shadows did have a lot of fallout, as you saw when I was fooling with the shimmer colors. It was like the colors that was on my lid just fell off to other areas of my face. And so I had like little pieces of shimmer all over my face. It was just frustrating, you all. And please know that I edited out a lot of the time that I spent trying to blend and build the colors and getting it to stick. This palette made me put in work, y'all. And ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, guys, so unfortunately, I wound up having to abort that eyeshadow look. I just couldn't make it happen. I couldn't make it work with this palette. It was a epic fail for me, to the point that I wound up washing the whole look off and starting all over with a completely different palette. And let me tell you why. This palette, one, it had a lot of fallout, which fine, I can deal with fallout. I usually put my foundation on last so that if I do have any fallout, I can clean it off and it doesn't affect my overall look because I put my foundation on after I do my eyes. But these colors, I don't even know what to say. They didn't blend out that well. You guys saw it took a lot of work for me to blend the colors out, the matte colors. the shimmers did not have very much pigment to them at all. I had to try to apply them like multiple times, trying to layer them. I tried using my finger, I tried different brushes, and I just could not get them to pop or for the shimmer, I'm sorry, to even shine and show well. So I literally this palette literally wore me out, and I just got tired of trying to create the look, and I just gave up and said, forget it. I spent too much time working on it, which I just decided I wasn't willing to commit any more time to it. So what I wound up using was one of the Huda Beauty Obsession palettes. And this one is Emerald. I absolutely love these palettes. It comes in Emerald, Sapphire. I also have Ruby, Amethyst, as well as Topaz. I love these palettes. They're nice, very easy to pop in your purse for on the go, and you can create some beautiful looks. Let me show you the Emerald palette that I did use today, and then I'm going to take my glasses off so that you can see what I did create. But this is what the palette looks like. When I tell you, you can just create so many beautiful things with it. I can't even like express how much I love these palettes. You can take just one palette and create a whole look with just this one small palette. Huda included in here matte colors as well as shimmers. And I mean, they're just beautiful. So let me show you guys. I'm going to zoom you in. I have not put on any lashes yet, but this is the look that I did create with that palette. And I am pretty happy with my overall look, except to see one little spot I kind of need to straighten just a little. Okay, bam. Again, guys, I'm sorry, but I just could not make it happen with this palette. Not anything that I would be absolutely proud of. So, and I don't know, I just wanted to come back and give you my honest opinion of it and how I really struggled with it. So I do plan on returning this to Sephora. I paid $59 for it, and I don't think it's worth 59 cents. So this will be going back. Let me know what you think about my overall look. Let me know if you have the NARS Ignited palette and how it's worked for you. This just may have been my experience. You may be able to use it flawlessly. So just let me know in the comments what you think. And yeah, if you're not subscribed to my channel, make sure you go ahead and subscribe. And guys, remember what I always say, to show somebody a little piece of heaven today. This is Weezy, the sexy grandma, and I hope you guys have a very, very blessed week. All right, I'll see you on the next video. Bye.